What's up? What's up? What's up? Happy Sunday, everyone. Happy Sunday. Look, y'all, I have on my Tribal t-shirt. This is the t-shirt that everybody that went on the cruise got. Wearing my Tribal t-shirt. Tawana has one. Who else in the chat got a Tribal t-shirt? I think I just see Tawana so far. First of all, let me give a shout out to the New York Knicks. Let me give a shout out to the Discord crew. We were in there till damn near 1 o'clock in the morning watching the game and talking and all that good stuff. So yeah, if you're not in the Discord and you want the link, I'll put the link in the chat in a minute. Y'all got to give me a second. I should have had it ready, but I'll do that. You wearing your Books and Bourbon shirt right now? Right, baby. I'm gonna end up with 20,000 t-shirts before this is over with, because we got another Books and Bourbon t-shirt coming and another Tribal t-shirt coming. So yeah. Then we got to do one for the Alaska cruise for Cruise's birthday. We got to come up with one for the birthday cruise. So yeah. So there's that, you guys. So let's get into this. So we have we're gonna do Belle Collective, and then we're going kind of back to back. We're gonna go straight into Heart and Hustle. I'm gonna be honest, this Belle Collective review is not gonna take that long. The episode, it really was only two things that really kind of were going on in this episode. One I thought was cute and fun. The other one I thought was some bush. So we're going to talk about it. Baby, when I tell you I was in church like this, yes, baby, I was struggling. I'm not gonna tell you no lie, and I haven't eaten anything. So when we do these back to back, then I'm going to eat dinner, and if I, depending on my timeline and my energy, I'm gonna try to do Raising Canaan before Real Housewives, but it's really just gonna depend on my time. Right now, we're gonna do this, and then I'm gonna eat because I got them pork chops that I ordered yesterday, seasoned, and I seasoned them up. So I'm gonna broil those pork chops. I'm gonna air fry the pork chops, and then I have some spinach and some cauliflower rice. So once I cook it all up and then eat it, and I see where I am, child. You will fall asleep getting your nails done, child. All right. So anyway, let's get into this. So first of all, let's start with the fun and flirty part of this. So the fun and flirty part of this was this. Most of this episode was dedicated to brain fog. Damn. Marie Monroe, Lord, brain fog. So we have Marie Monroe, and the ladies are taking her shopping because they're doing a dating show for her. And I thought this was cute. You know what I mean? Like this was a fun moment, right? They took her shopping. They told her, look, we're not gonna do no bodysuits, okay? We are not gonna do any bodysuits because we know that Marie Monroe love a good bodysuit, okay? We know that she loved a good bodysuit, okay? They said no bodysuits and no Mary J. Blige thigh-high boots, okay? I forgot the other rules, but that was the main rule. They gave her like 3 rules, and I thought it was cute. Selena and Leticia took her shopping. Now, I'm going to go ahead and be honest with y'all and tell y'all, I didn't like none of what she wore. Like, they had her go in and try some stuff on. I didn't like none of them outfits that she tried on, and she didn't either. She said, listen, I appreciate this. This was fun, but I think I'm just going to get something out my own closet and make that work. And I think what she ended up wearing was cute, and I think it was very much her style. Because first of all, that first dress, it looked like a muumuu. It looked like a sit around the house lounge muumuu. Okay. The second outfit looked like she was on her way to church. And I don't even remember the third outfit, but none of them were cute in my opinion, and they certainly were not Marie style, right? So what she ended up wearing like this taupe beige like bodysuit with a Gucci belt, and I thought that was off the shoulder. It was form fitting, but it was very, very cute. So shout out to you, Marie. That was great. So let me talk about the whole Marie Monroe part of it first, and then we're gonna get to the other side. So the ladies all had to bring somebody And they did it like dating show style, like back in the day, like the dating show where you were behind a wall and they told you certain things and you asked certain questions. So they had Marie blindfolded and they had all the bachelors come out. And they had her blindfolded and they asked certain questions. They told her how old people were, what they did for a living, and that kind of thing. Now, of course, it's a reality show, so we got to be a little bit shady. So the tree's going to bring a woman in there. Now, I'm gonna be honest with you and tell you, I think it was just something fun to do. It was something cute to do. I don't think that woman was ever serious because they said something about, is there anything you would be embarrassed to tell Marie that you did? And she started talking about how she slept with the whole family. Now, honestly, I was like, okay, I think you just wanted to be eliminated because that just didn't even make that just. I mean, don't get me wrong, people can be hoes, you know what I mean? And I'm not saying it's not like it could happen because it could happen, but at the same time, I'm just like, like what? But it was cute. They had all ranges of age. Marie's daughter was there, which is technically her bonus child. It's Cedric's daughter, but I think it was cute. Not Chuck said, I guess I'm a hoe. You are a hoe if you slept with the mama, the daddy, the daughter, the niece, the nephew. That lady slept with the whole family. Every woman that got a vagina in that family, she slept with them. That's a hoe. Right. I thought it was fake too, but it was cute. Now, some people might say, well, I don't know, because I feel like she was just using, they were. Y'all know that's a running thing between Latrice and Marie about Marie being bisexual. It just, I didn't think it was that deep. But it was a cute thing or whatever. And Marie even said, she said, I knew. She said, I knew somebody was gonna be shady. But for the most part, I believe that everybody took this seriously and really bought like that guy that Leticia tried to hook Marie up with a few seasons ago, which I'm glad they gave us a flashback. That was just fake. It's nowhere in the world, Leticia, that you really thought that man with them gold teeth and all of that, like you really thought that was Marie style. Like, girl. So, but I think that they really bought Latrice bought the guy, the saxophone player that Marie was sort of flirting with at one of the events. I thought that was cute. Even though I think he was trying a little too hard, he was doing a bit much. But they went through all of the things, and then Marie was able to pick somebody at the end, and she picked the older gentleman who, and they're gonna go out on a date. But what I liked was Leticia said, hey, we have the names and the phone numbers of everybody that came. So if you want to contact anybody that you eliminated or you change your mind, baby, we got that information and we'll give it to you and we can make it work. I thought this was really cute, you guys. Like, this is the kind of stuff when we talk about reality shows, that's just fun. This was just fun. The questions were fun and cute. I just thought it was cute. And the fact that Marie's daughter was there. I love how Marie has a relationship with Cedric's daughter. I love how she says, this is my mom, this is my daughter. Y'all know how I feel about the step and the halves. I hate it. I don't like and I don't even mind the bonus part as much if you're meeting somebody for the first time. Like if you're meeting somebody for the first time and you're introducing people, and if you choose to say my bonus child, my bonus, whatever, I'm not even mad about that, because the first time I heard bonus, I thought that was cute. But I don't think you need to do it every single time. Like if I've met y'all before, you don't need to tell me that's your bonus child. I already know you told me. I already know. You don't need to keep saying, "Am I bonus? You don't need to do that. But I do think I should do one for the tribe. What, a dating show? What you mean? You mean y'all should try to hook me up with somebody? Because I'm single. I mean, is the tribe gonna find me a man? Is that what you're saying, Tawanda? Because Tawanda, you live right here. We don't need no show. You can just invite me out for something and invite him, and we can see if we like each other. We ain't got to do no show. We ain't got to do no show. On the cruise, Tawanda, y'all, let me tell y'all something. Y'all really be acting like we on a 10-day cruise. We already got Tracy doing 5 bar crawls with 10 bars. Okay, we already got the karaoke going on. We got the football game going on. How long do y'all think this cruise is? We barely had time to do anything on the cruise the last time. For the love of Really Be. Let's get back out there together. Listen, I'm out there. You know. But if Tawana, if you got somebody to introduce me to, ring. You got my number, girl. You live right down the street. We can meet to the bar. Just let me know I'm meeting a man so I can put on my shapewear or something. You know what I'm saying? Let me know it's not just me, you, and Cheryl kicking it with some drinks or something. Let me know that I need to put on my good shapewear or something. You know, put some lotion on my ankles. You know, just let me know. You know, I'm down for that. Okay, Cheryl. You know, now I don't have nobody invite y'all to introduce y'all to, because all my male friends are either taken or hoes. And I'm just going to be honest with y'all. They either taken or they hoes. It's really not no whole lot of in between with my friends. I got a few friends that I might, but it's like, you know, but they either taken or they hoes. Don't do that, Phil. Don't say that I should always have lotion on my ankles. I know you should always have lotion on your ankles. However, sometimes you got to put a little extra boom on them ankles. You know, you got to use the good lotion. You can't use the Bath and Body Works, okay, I want to smell good lotion. You got to use that good Nivea, get in them cracks lotion. Phil, don't play with me. Now, damn it. Let's go to... Listen, I'm always good for a Jasper's run. Listen. We had this conversation last night because me, Cheryl... I'm gonna just throw Tawana in, because if she in town, she gonna come too. Me, Cheryl, French Kiss, TR, me, and Treese. We taking a field trip down to the Ruth's Chris, down to the Ruth's Chris over across the bridge in Alexandria, Arlington, which I always get Alexandria and Arlington mixed up because they right next to each other. They right across the bridge. We gonna head on down to the Ruth's Chris. Now I can't do it till payday. Can't do it till payday. But next weekend, we're going to try to slide that in. You know, my last day of school is Thursday. Hell, I could go Thursday. Hold on, let me lie. Hold on, let me think about it. Payday is Friday, Thursday. I might be able to do it on Thursday. Because Thursday is the last day of school. And I'm going to be ready to get drunk. Well, not get drunk, but drink. Anyway, y'all know what I'm saying. Maybe Friday. Cheryl, Tawana, you in town? Friday good? I'll call y'all. I got y'all number. Anyway. Yes, honey. We could do a celebratory end of the school year. This is where my ADHD be coming in. I saw my nephew at church today, because part of the reason why I went to church is because they were doing a presentation. It started off as a play. It ended up being a presentation that I wrote. My mom asked me to help her. And when she say help, that means do it. So I wrote it. And so she was like, you going to come to church and see your presentation? You know, the kids are going to present. And so, of course, I couldn't be like, no. I mean, first of all, my mama, I don't say no. I very seldom say no to my mama anyway. But I get to church and I see these people lined up to process in. I said, oh, my mama done set me up. My mama know I do not do church holidays. I do not go to church when there's anything special happening, because that's just an excuse for them to add an extra 30, 45 minutes to the service. I don't do church holidays. Baby, it was the damn Ursha's anniversary. I said, oh, you got me on this one, mama. You got me. But anyway, I saw my nephew, and, we've been counting down together the last day of school, because his last day of school is my last day of school. I said, Trey, we got 4 days. He looked at me. He said, oh, I'm only going Monday. I said, you only going to school on Monday? Yeah, I'm only going to school on Monday. I'm not going back the rest of the week. Now, my sister told him he ain't had to go back at all. My sister was like, Friday can really be your last day. But for some reason, he wants to go tomorrow. They must be doing something tomorrow that he don't want to miss. They must be having a field day or something's happening tomorrow that he want to go to. Because, and let's be clear, I'm not even mad. I really ain't mad that he's not, because there's nothing going on. Parents, there's nothing happening the last week of school other than your children are going to be used as free labor. I'm just going to tell y'all the truth. Your children are going to be used as free labor. They're going to be carrying books. They're going to be taking down bulletin boards. They're going to be carrying bags to the trash can. They're going to be free labor. So just keep them home. I'm just telling you. I'm telling you. I ain't even telling you. I'm just telling you what I know. Anyway, moving right along. Let's get back to this. See, this is how I be going left, right. Let's get back to this. Hey, French Kiss, did T tell you what? Did T tell you we going to the Ruth's Chris? Because T said she ready to go to the Ruth's Chris. Were you there when we had that conversation? Because you going to the Ruth's Chris with us. Yeah, he gonna go and say his goodbyes tomorrow, right? All right, so anyway, y'all. So I thought it was cute, you guys. Again, that's how we got off because y'all started talking about date. Y'all talking about right. Look at French Kiss. She said I didn't know nothing about no. We ain't come up with the date yet. I'll let you know. Well, we kind of tentatively did, but I'll let you know. I think tentatively we said Friday. Because I can't do nothing this week because baby, it's payday and bills are due. So Friday, I think we could do it because it's payday. Okay, so that part I thought was cute. Okay, cute part of the episode. Now let's get into the bullish of the episode. Selena and her wedding and not being ready for her wedding, I don't care about. I'm just gonna be honest and tell y'all I don't care about it. Because here's what I find interesting about this whole thing with Selena. And maybe I need to go back around because Selena, I got some words for you anyway. But so maybe I might need to come back around to that. So let me just go ahead and knock out this scene with Maria and her daddy. I thought was nice. It was a good thing to see her dad. You know, we know Marie's story. Her mom became addicted to drugs and substances or what have you. And her dad had to raise her. And she was just talking about the progression of her success and where she is now and opening up more facilities and all that stuff. And she was talking about how her son wants to go into the cannabis business. And, you know, she said, listen, I told him, look, basically she wants him to come and join their business rather than open up cannabis. And we had this conversation a few weeks ago. Well, when they talked about this on the show, I'm gonna be honest. If my money was based in recovery from substance abuse, I don't know how gung-ho I will be about helping my son open up a dispensary. Now, from a monetary aspect, dispensaries make money. They make good money, right? Drugs make money. Like, that's just what it is. But if my job, and I don't want nobody to be like, well, it's just weed. For some people, weed is a gateway drug. For some people, there are a lot of people who are strung out right now and say it started with some weed. I mean, it's just like anything else. Some people can smoke weed and they never smoke anything else, and they can get up and go to work every day and they can function and it's not a problem. And then the next person, they hit one blunt and they want more and more and more and more. And before you know it, they're strung out. So I don't know how I would feel if that was my bread and butter, helping my child open up a facility. But the flip side is if my son was interested or son or daughter were interested in being an entrepreneur and I'm an entrepreneur, I would absolutely help them. But they got to show me they want it. They got to show me they understand it. They had to do their research. They got to hustle. Like, I'm not going to just give it to them. I'm going to help them. You know what I'm saying? Now, Glenn meets up with Selena's fiance and talks to him about going to see a divorce attorney. I guess him and Cliff still aren't on good enough terms where he feel comfortable having that conversation with Cliff. Because remember, him and Cliff were friends. Like, I feel like Cliff is the person that he would have reached out to before. Because I mean, he said he knew the man, but I feel like y'all know each other the way people know each other that grew up in a small area, you know, like I'm not gonna say that it's a small town, but you know, grew up in the same certain circles, like he knew of him, but I don't think he know him. Not well enough to be talking to him about divorce. And I know some people tell people their business, some people don't, you know, like some people are more open with and willy-nilly with telling their business, but Glenn and Michael having a jewelry battle that all of it can go to the pawn shop and then walk away with $20. Shall buy. I saw that jewelry that was just unnecessary. And my thing is, how old are y'all? Like, why are y'all wearing this chunk jewelry? Like, y'all 25 and y'all just signed y'all first record deal. But okay. As much as I see her daughter and her plan too many events, I just don't believe that she has not planned this wedding better than this. Listen, Cheryl, that's what I said. I don't know if I necessarily believe it. I don't know if it's a storyline, something for them to just talk about, or if she did do it. I'm okay. It's a fly in here. I'm side-eyeing like the fuck, you know. Now this is what I am going to say. Hold on. Glenn is on the show too much for me. He has more C's than some of the Bells. Facts, but that's been like that from the beginning. Well, after season 1, I have questions for Selena. 1, why is she not asking her half pin? We about to get to that. That's what I'm about to get to right now. Why is she not asking her bridesmaids? Shout out to Nene. 2, why is she planning her own shower? And 3, why she got different themes, boho and then glam? So the answer to all 3 of those questions, I agree. Number 1, why are you planning your own shower? I have never been involved in a wedding where the bride plans her own shower. Now, I've been involved in weddings where the bride had opinions and input and put her 2 cents in, but I've never been involved in a wedding where the bride did everything. So that's number 1. Number 2, I find it very interesting that the person that you have over there helping you is the person you didn't choose to be a bridesmaid. I mean, where's the trees? Where's the other one that's a bridesmaid in your wedding? The other one, y'all know who I'm talking about, child. I got brain fog right now. Sorry. The other one, y'all know the one. Start with a T. Ain't that her name? Start with a T. Why are they not there? Well, I've heard of boho being a theme, you know, very boho chic, you know, very hippie boho. Like but I've never seen it be a theme for like a wedding. Like if you're a boho kind of girl, Tambra, thank y'all. If you're a boho kind of girl, that's just who you are. You know what I mean? Like Erykah Badu is just boho. Like that is who she is. You know what I mean? That's just how she dresses. That's who she is as a person. I don't know. But where's Tambra? Where's Latrice? Where are the other people? Where are your daughters? Your daughters aren't helping you plan a baby shower? I mean, not baby shower. A bridal shower? So I thought that was bullshit. I'm gonna be honest with you. I thought it was real. I just thought it was a scene. Going back to what I've always said about, well, not always, but going back to what I've said the last couple of years as it relates to Belle Collective, I just feel like so much of these storylines are just fabricated and not real. And I'm going to be honest, this is an example for me of what I feel like is just not real. I do not believe that Selena was this far behind in planning anything. And I don't understand why she had at least 6 or 7 bridesmaids. Not one of them were planning a shower. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't make sense to me. I guess I assume it's a persona or weighted dress, not necessarily for a theme party. Yeah. I mean, I agree with what you're saying, Quick. I just think it's just who you are, you know? You just kind of boho. You kind of, you know. Now, Selena knows how Leticia felt when it came to Mike and the baby situation. Plus, why you telling the ops, Leticia, we getting there, baby. Nah, we getting there, baby. So, Glenn tells Mike tells Selena. Let's just go ahead. So, Selena, Tambra, and Latrice are having yoga out by Latrice's house. You know what, Selena? Instead of talking about Leticia and Glenn and a divorce attorney, this would have been a great time for you to talk about your wedding and what they gonna do and how you need help and what they can do to help you. And as a bridesmaid, what they got going on. That would have been a better use of your time, in my opinion, than you sitting by the pool gossiping about Leticia and Glenn. And here's the other thing I don't appreciate, Selena. I don't appreciate how you trying to play innocent and act like you weren't coming from a messy place or coming from a place of gossip. Girl, you were gossiping. Stop trying to make it seem like, y'all, Mike told me, and I just don't know. Like, should I say so? Girl, stop acting like you wasn't going over there and you couldn't wait to get that out and you couldn't wait to be messy. Because that's exactly what that was. Because you had other stuff you could have been talking about. Man, you got a whole wedding you claim ain't even planned out. And you sitting in your friend who's a bridesmaid who clearly has the money and the means and the space. You could have had your bridal shower at Latrice's house by the pool. Y'all could have been sitting there planning the party by the pool. But instead, you had so much to say about what Leticia got going on. So when Leticia came over your house to help you plan this wedding that you already got planned, you at no point in time felt the need to have a conversation with her about what Mike told you about what Glenn said. At no point in time did you say to her, look, Latrice, whatever, child, I'm not trying to get in your business, but I can't sit on this because I know how I felt when y'all sat on this information about Mike and potentially having a baby and nobody told me. And I know how that felt. I know I was angry about, that the people didn't include me. I understand what that felt like. So I don't want you to feel the way that I felt. So I just need to let you know. And maybe you already know, maybe you don't. But I don't want to be said that I didn't give you any information. You could have had that conversation with her. You chose not to. What you chose to do was the life of the estate said, by the pool, at the Airbnb, at Taste, at Goddess List, in the parking lot. Right. Latrice had so many other things and opportunities and places and spaces and stuff. But what you chose to do, Selena, and y'all know Leticia be getting on my nerves, and y'all know I don't be trying to defend her. But when she right, she right, and when she wrong, she wrong. And I'm sorry, on this one, I'm 100% with Leticia on this. 120%. What you chose to do was you chose to sit there and do this whole dating game, spend the whole day doing this dating game with Marie and gone through all the ins and the outs and the ups and the downs. And yes, it was a good time and we had fun. And then when it was over, we were all sitting around, laughing about it, talking about it, asking Marie how she felt, asking Marie, did she have a good time? Now, all of a sudden, in front of all of the Belles, in front of everybody, including Carrie, who didn't know nothing, you decide to tell Leticia about Glenn contacting a divorce attorney. And then when Leticia says, so how was this so you mean to tell me you knew this information when I came over to your house to help you with your wedding? And you didn't say anything? Well, yeah, girl, I was just so focused on getting this wedding plan, I wasn't even thinking about it. But you was thinking about it when you was over Latrice's house doing yoga. You thinking about it now that we sitting here at a whole event for Marie. Now you thinking about it? And when Leticia said, this is exactly like ... for y'all to be like, no, it's not the same. How the fuck is it? Hey, everybody coming in. Explain to me how this isn't the same. Explain to me how this is not exactly the same thing. You were mad, Selena, that people knew information about a rumor about Mike that, mind you, was already on the internet, but we're gonna pretend like we don't know it was already on the internet. Explain to me how it's any different that my husband had a whole conversation with your soon-to-be husband about talking to a divorce attorney, and you didn't feel like you needed to let me know. And when you did decide to tell me, you decided to tell me in front of the whole group and embarrass me. Like, you could have even pulled her to the side in that setting. You could have said, Leticia, before you go, can I talk to you about something? What's up, powerful? Hey, girl. You could have pulled her into the hallway. Hell, the cameras would have still. See, this is what I keep trying to tell y'all. When I say y'all know I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking to the people on the show. I know we filming the show. The cameras would have still followed you in the hallway, ma'am. You still would have got the scene. It still would have been on the show. But you could have spared Leticia a little embarrassment, and you could have called her into the hallway and said, can I, before you leave, I really got to talk to you about something. And you could have even said, I know I should have told you this the other day when you came by my house, but honestly, I didn't even know how to bring it up to you. And it's really been on my mind. And I wouldn't feel right not sharing with you how this information. I just wouldn't feel right. So I gotta let you know. You could have still had the scene. You probably would have still got the reaction. That Leticia would have still gave you the reaction. The only difference is she wouldn't have been pissed off at you, ready to cuss your ass out. Because I was with Leticia, baby. Leticia said, well, you know what? I'll see y'all later. Baby, I understand 100% why you got your shit and you left. And like she said, I need to get out of here right now or I'm going to cuss somebody out. Baby, I was with you. I was with you. Because I'd have done the same thing. How dare you? And then to sit there and play in my face and act like what you just did wasn't the same as what you were mad at me about doing. And actually, to be honest with you, what Selena did was actually worse than what Leticia and the rest of the ladies did. And I'm going to tell you why. Here's the reason why it was worse. Because that information was public information that was put on a public platform. And a lot of the women could have been like, well, hell, I thought you knew. I mean, it was on Instagram. It was a comment on Instagram. It was put under one of his pictures on Instagram. Like, I thought you knew. You got plausible deniability because the shit was on Instagram. Selena, you the only person in that whole group of women that knew about Glenn going to see a divorce attorney. You are the only woman that had that information. So for you to sit there and act like it's not the same, I don't understand. Girl, it's absolutely the same. And it's bullshit. So then Leticia goes out in the car and she calls Glenn. Glenn, stop acting surprised that Leticia know about it, because let's be clear, the only reason why you told Mike was so Mike would tell Selena, so Selena would tell Leticia, because you wanted Leticia to know, but you ain't want to tell her yourself. So stop acting like you ain't know that woman was going to eventually find out that you went and talked to that damn divorce attorney, especially since it was on camera and you've been doing this show long enough to know. So stop acting like you were surprised. You should have been ready for that phone call. You should have been ready. Thank you, Tracy. That's the part I forgot. Thank you, Tracy. I was just getting ready to say that. That's the part I forgot. And then as Leticia was walking out, she gonna say, well, don't say my name. What you mean don't say your name? You're the only person that fucking know. Now, the only thing about this whole situation, this is why I'm mad at you, Selena, because you actually making me take up for Leticia, and I don't want to take up for Leticia. You know why I don't want to take up for Leticia? Because y'all already know that I don't give a damn about her and this marriage. I don't care. You know why I don't care? Because she's not going anywhere. Her and Glenn are playing with their marriage for this television show. And I believe that, and I ain't going to change it. Now, one thing that I love about Dr. Heavenly, now I don't like a lot about, y'all know, I got a love-hate relationship with Dr. Heavenly. But the one thing I will always respect about Dr. Heavenly is Dr. Heavenly said, I will get on this reality show and I will act a fool. I will cuss people out. I'll talk about their mamas. But what I'm not going to do is play with my marriage. I'm not playing with my husband. I'm not playing with my marriage. That's the one thing I'm not going to do. And as it relates to Leticia and Glenn, I don't give a damn about Leticia and Glenn. The only reason why I'm even giving this much attention is because of the way Selena handled it. That's it, and that's all. As for the rest of this, I don't care about her calling him in the car and her being all mad and upset. I don't care about that preview that we're going to see them arguing down by the park. I don't care, because he ain't going nowhere and neither is she. Dom Devereaux, are you the Dom Devereaux that I met? Were you on that cruise? I'm not gonna say no more than that because I don't. Were you on that cruise? You could just put a 1 in the chat if yes or no. You could just say yes or no. If I got the wrong person, just gonna say no. But but let me know if I got the right person. And that was pretty much this episode. And again, the Marie part of this episode. Oh, that wasn't you. Okay. All right, cool. That's the one thing, and me and James were talking about this yesterday. That's the one thing about Virgin Cruise that I don't like. And I've said this before. There are a lot of things that I like, and I'm going to do another one. But the one thing I don't like, I just don't like the fact that we don't have a common meal. Now, if you're doing a trip on Virgin Cruises, you have that option. Like one night, you have the option of trying to get a reservation at one of the restaurants for your group. But number one, it's not guaranteed. So like if your group is too big or if other groups have already booked, you're not guaranteed to get it. And I want a place where we can at least once a day, if we want to, we can check in with each other. Now, after that first night, some people never came back to the dining room. That's cool. But that first night, we got a chance to see each other, introduce ourselves, break bread, and we knew who was there. You know what I'm saying? Anyway, we about to roll over here to Heart and Hustle. That's all I got for this. That's all we done. That's all I got for this. We about to roll into Heart and Hustle. And for those of you who came in late, I don't know if I'm gonna get y'all anything else today other than the Real Housewives of Atlanta, because when we're gonna do Heart and Hustle Houston, and after I do Heart and Hustle Houston, I gotta eat. I gotta cook my dinner and I gotta give me something to eat, child. I'm so glad you said why Glenn went Mike, because the attorney told Glenn the purpose of the pro snup wasn't divorce. Well, the purpose of the pro snup is not divorce. However, that's how Glenn interprets it. What Glenn is saying is, if we get ready to start separate assets, then what that says to me is you get ready to leave me. That's how he's processed it in his mind. You know, but you're right. A post snup does not mean we're getting divorced. A post snup means our financial situation has changed since we got married, and I think we need to put some structures in place to protect our assets. That's how I interpret it. But in Glenn's mind, that just means you setting up to get ready to leave me. You trying to set up to leave me. Yeah, that's what's in Glenn. That's what in his mind. But with that being said, meet me over. I do have the redirect on, so you can either see if it'll zap you over. If not, meet me at Heart and Hustle Houston. Oh, because I got some things to say. If I have time, I'll get to Raising Kanan today. I just don't think I'm going to. I am going to do Real Housewives of Rhode Island tomorrow at 4:00. I'm gonna just do the last 3 episodes. We're just gonna lump them together. Y'all know I hate doing 3 episodes at one time, but it is what it is. But I'm doing that tomorrow at 4. I should be home tomorrow by 4:00. So I will do that tomorrow at 4:00. So we'll do Real Housewives of Rhode Island the last 3 episodes. The finale is tonight. Raising Canaan, and Love and Marriage, Huntsville. I'll just have to get that done at some point during the week. Right. The attorney, listen, the attorney did a good job of explaining it. What people say and what people comprehend are not always the same thing. What I say to you and how you choose to comprehend what I said, you know. All right, let's head on over to Heart and Hustle Houston. I'll see y'all in a few minutes. Mwah. Peace. Right, I don't even know why he went to a female attorney, because he don't listen to women. You're right, Chuck. That's a good point. He don't even listen to women, so I don't even know why he went to a female attorney. See y'all in a minute.